Okay, that's 2 losses in a row for the Utah Jazz. And the Blazers solidify, or at least get close to solidifying their spot in that 6th seed. This is the Hoops Nerd postgame show. It's a congrats to the Blazers, who are now looking like they will likely have the 6th seed in the playoffs. I haven't been following the playoffs for every single team perfectly, but I believe the Trailblazers have the tiebreaker with the Lakers. And so a win tonight for the Blazers was actually pretty big to keep them out of that play-in tournament and solidify that 6th seed. That's a great thing for a Blazers team who's been through a lot this year. So let's talk about the Blazers before we talk about the Jazz. When you talk about the Blazers, you've got to talk about Damian Lillard, and Damian Lillard was awesome tonight. He actually didn't look quite... The game started, and I felt like the Jazz actually played him pretty decently that first quarter, and he started, I think, 0 for 3 from 3 or something like that, and then ended the game the rest of the way 50%. For the game, he was 3 for 9 from 3 and 10 for 20 from the field. He had 30 points. I mean, Damian Lillard just finds a way to score, and he's one of the best players in the league. He deserves some MVP votes. I don't know if he'll get any, but he's one of those guys that's leading a Blazers team that without Damian Lillard, what is this Blazers team? You know, because they have one of the worst defenses in the league, if not the worst, and he just powers them to a winning record every single season with his incredible shot making and scoring just in general. Tonight, Damian, 7 for 8 from the free throw line as well. So he was getting to the line, 6 assists. You know, not a lot else you can say other than that Dame is great. CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard really work well together because what they do, I know some people will talk about basketball as if it's like a your turn, my turn thing, and as if that's a bad thing. Not that necessarily the case when you have Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, who are such good isolation players, bucket getters, because what happens is you can put the ball between the two and one of them's going to go out and score. You know, whoever has the weaker defender or whoever has an opening is going to find a way to put the ball in the basket. And, you know, that's great for them. CJ McCollum tonight, 12 for 22 from the field. Fantastic, 54%. He was also just 2 for 6 from 3, but 26 points and a plus 15. CJ McCollum is fantastic, and his ability to score off of Damian Lillard is fantastic. It's just a great guard duo offensively. They just find a way to score. And so, you know, on paper, this team really should be, you know, lights out offensively. And maybe it's just that the defense isn't that good. But their offense at times can be just lights out. But, you know, for whatever reason, Norman Powell, 3 for 11 tonight, not great. Robert Covington, fine, but he was just 2 for 3 from the field the whole game, 1 for 2 from 3, you know, 7 rebounds. But I mean, Blazers fans, let me know in the comments, but I feel like you probably expected a little more with Covington than you've gotten because you gave up a decent amount to get him. Anthony Simons is one of those guys that I wonder if the Blazers really hoped for more from him this game. Furby Jr., I see the sadness in the comments section. Yeah, I feel the sadness as well. The Jazz needed this game. And they did not get this game. And that really sucks for Jazz fans. It really sucks. But anyways, you know, Simons I thought was kind of taking a leap, and it feels like he's taken a step back. 1 for 3 from the field today in this game, and it was just 1 for 3 from 3. 1 rebound, 1 steal, and that's in 18 minutes. Whew, that's not a lot of production. And that maybe that's teams taking him out of the game. I don't know. And maybe that's Carmelo Anthony, because our Anthony took 13 shots, but he was 4 for 5 from 3. Anthony had one of those good Carmelo Anthony games, and honestly, that helps the Blazers immensely. Because when our Carmelo Anthony is not good, I would love to see the stats. I don't have them, you know, off the top of my head, but I would love to see the stats of if Carmelo Anthony plays well. My guess is the Blazers have a fantastic record when he has a night like tonight. 18 points, he was a +9. The Utah Jazz bench sucked tonight, and part of that was Carmelo Anthony was just pretty darn awesome. He just was. Making buckets, hitting threes, that 4 for 5 from 3 is fantastic. So, tough. All right, and that's all I got to say about the Blazers. Before we talk about the Jazz, we need to talk about Manscaped razors. Let's see. Let's do the read that they said I'm supposed to read through the 19th. Support for the Hoopsner channel is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Champions of the best in below-the-waist grooming and champions of the world. I suck at these reads. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped, maybe I should hold the box right side up. Manscaped just launched the 4th-generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right. The 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code HoopsNerd at manscaped.com. Guys, that's 20% off plus free shipping. If you're looking to buy one of these, I would appreciate it very much. It helps me out a ton. We got like a month to sell 10 of these. So if you guys do it, you're helping me out. Let's see. This upgraded trimmer includes a multi-function on-off switch. It's cool. And then when you press it, it lights up like a lightsaber for the groin. And I lost where I was. Engage a travel lock. It also gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for a more precise shave. Guys, this will go in your crevices and you'll see where you're going with this light. See that light? It helps with your crevices. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code HoopsNerd at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code HoopsNerd. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. All right, Ezekiel receive a upgraded membership to All-Star. We got an All-Star on our team. All-Star baby Ezekiel, welcome to the squad. You've broken through. You've raised your level. You're up at the top. You're now one of the big-time producers in the NBA. Let's get to All-NBA, Ezekiel. Way to go, baby. Way to go. All right, for the Utah Jazz, where should we begin? First off, you know what? It's 2 losses in a row, and I want to be a little bit happy tonight, so let's talk about the good news. The good news is that Rudy Gobert is the best defensive player in a long time. And I'm going to give a shout-out to my buddy Ben Dowsett. He wrote an article showing how Rudy Gobert is having one of the best seasons, not just like of this season, but historically, and better than like all-time defensive guys like Ben Simmons, or not Ben Simmons. No. What did I say? Oh, this is why we would edit, but we're live. I'm talking about Ben Wallace, not Ben Simmons, Ben Wallace, and guys like that, Hakeem Olajuwon, all these guys. He's having an all-time great season. So go, I can't remember where it was. So go look up Ben Dowsett on Twitter and find his link and go read his article because it was good. But Rudy Gobert is absolutely killing it. He's killing it. Unbelievable what he's doing. He is absolutely dominant. And in this game, he actually had the Jazz in this game for most of that first half. The Jazz just could not score enough. They just couldn't. And then the second half was a different story. But we just got to give credit to Rudy Gobert, who deserves all the credit in the world. He is absolutely incredible. And there were a few possessions in this game where he absolutely just locked in and just said, you're not scoring, you know? Tonight, Rudy Gobert, 6 for 8 from the field, 75%, 20 rebounds, 15 points. He was an even plus-minus in a game the Jazz lost by 7. He's unreal, guys. Unreal. So when you pair him with nice offensive players, elite offensive players, I should say, in Donovan Mitchell, and then a nice offensive player in Mike Conley, you are going to have a really great team. And it's no wonder the Jazz played so well. Guys, I don't know why some of these comments, it says I have to accept them, and I don't know why. They seem fine to me. I don't know. Maybe you typed them extra hard and it hurt YouTube's feelings. I don't know. But anyways, Rudy Gobert is just an absolute monster. And he's the reason the Jazz were even in this game because of how dominant he is. He is unreal. And he is underappreciated. And the way you can really appreciate what Rudy Gobert does is how badly the Jazz played when he was off the floor. So this is the bad news for the Utah Jazz. When Rudy Gobert was off the floor, and I get it, Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley were not playing. You can all let me know that, and that's fine, and I agree. But the Jazz were still trying to win this game. Just so you know, this game really mattered. And if the Jazz win this game, they probably locked into the 1 seed. And guess what? It would have hurt the Blazers, which would have mattered. Because if the Blazers lose, then they would have been tied with the Lakers. And if the Lakers can pass the Blazers for that 6 seed, guess what? Utah might not have to play the Lakers or the Clippers till the Western Conference Finals. But because the Jazz lost this game, now they might have to play them literally in the first round. So, not great. Not great. And I know we don't want to help the Lakers, but you know what I would rather do? Play the Blazers than the Lakers in the first round, all right? Or play and honestly, I don't care about the Warriors. The Jazz are going to beat the Warriors in the playoffs when Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley are back. They are. You know who's going to be really good in the playoffs? And you know, I could be wrong, but I wouldn't bet against them. The Lakers are going to be good. Because just my guess, but LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to play their hearts out, and they are going to be solid. Sucks. So this loss sucks, all right? But anyways, the point was being made that I forgot because I lost my mind, is that when Rudy Gobert is on the bench, it's a problem. Tonight, the Jazz had a certain trio that was not good. Not good. Actually, this blows my mind. Well, no. So, here, let me read off these names. Jordan Clarkson, Trent Forest, and Derrick Favors. That trio was terrible. Minus 16 for Jordan Clarkson, minus 19 for Trent Forest, and minus 14 for Derrick Favors. Now, does that mean that Jordan Clarkson is bad? No, I actually think Jordan Clarkson is really good, and I don't think this is Jordan Clarkson's problem. The issue is with Trent Forest and Derrick Favors. Quin Snyder is playing Trent Forest off of Jordan Clarkson, and I don't understand why. Why? Did you guys watch? You guys watched the game? I watched the game too, and I watched what the Blazers did. When Trent Forest was on the floor, the Jazz were playing 4-on-5 on offense. Because guess what? Quin Snyder's putting the ball in Jordan Clarkson's hands, and that's what happens when Clarkson's on the floor. That's his job. It's to get buckets. It's to shoot the ball, and he's really good at it. But guess what? When you have the ball in Clarkson's hands and you have Trent Forrest sitting on the three-point line, especially above the break, your guy doesn't have to guard him. And the Blazers literally didn't guard him. They just didn't guard him. So he'd have wide open threes. And I'll have someone online tell me on, Twitter or something like that, well, guess what? He only missed 3 shots. He was 1 for 4. Well, guess what? Those 3 misses were terrible. They were terrible. But you know what else? It's not just 3 misses. It's that they are not guarding him. So do you know what that means? You're not just playing 4-on-5. It's like you're playing 4-on-5.5 because you have one guy who's out there helping out, packing the paint so Rudy Gobert can't move around, moving so you can't run a pick and roll above the break. You're just making everything so much harder. It should not be a surprise that Bojan Bogdanovic had a rough night tonight. 5 for 14, 0 for 5 from 3, 4 turnovers, 4 rebounds, 0 assists. He was a -8. It's hard to win though when there's no space. And guess what? I like Trent Forrest. I think Trent Forrest brings some nice things. I feel like Trent Forrest can run a pick and roll. I feel like Trent Forrest is a nice defender. But those are the things he can do. The other things he cannot. He is not a spot up. He is not a pull up or spot up 3-point shooter. He can't shoot the 3. He can't. For the season, he's like 15%, guys. Like 15%. And so if he's on the floor, unless the ball is in his hands and he's running pick and rolls and you have the ball in his hands more often than not, it's not effective. We're not here to like rag on Trent Forrest because I actually think he's a nice player and I think he has a chance to have a long career in this league. But he can't shoot. So that means you need the ball in his hands and you need shooters around him. If he's on the floor with Derrick Favors and he doesn't have the ball in his hands, that means you're playing a game with 2 non-shooters. That means the defense only has to guard 3 guys. 3 guys. Because right now, Derrick Favors looks like he's running around with lead feet. Is that just me? That's the other problem the Jazz have, is Derrick Favors looks like he has lead feet. I don't know how to describe it. He's not moving well, So defenders are like having an easy time guarding him and Trent Forrest. So how's Jordan Clarkson supposed to succeed? Tonight, Jordan Clarkson, I actually felt like he had a pretty decent night. But Jordan Clarkson, 11 for 17 from the field, really nice. 3 for 8 from 3. That's actually a miracle. Jordan Clarkson had 29 points, but a minus 16. And that's because he just doesn't have everything going. And honestly, I think that really gets to the root. Trent Forest is not being used well, and Derrick Favors is struggling. Like, he is struggling, guys. You can let me know in the comments what you think. You can let me know in chat, whatever you guys think. But right now, Derrick Favors is just struggling. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, I really love Derrick Favors. But man, right now he's struggling. And we just continue to play him. Tonight he played 11 minutes. In 11 minutes, he was a minus 14. That is really hard to do. It is hard to do. And he had a few moments. He had a blocked shot. He actually had 3 blocked shots, but he had only 4 rebounds. He was getting, like, Nurkic was just like grabbing rebounds over his head. Tonight, the Portland Trailblazers offensive rebounds they had 9 offensive rebounds. Man, actually, sometimes I get surprised by some of these numbers. Rudy Gobert had 5 offensive rebounds. Royce O'Neal had 4 offensive rebounds. Rudy Gobert and Royce O'Neal together matched the Blazers. But you know what? I promise you, those 5 offensive rebounds for Nurkic, 3 or 4 of those came against the Jazz's second unit. It's just not good enough, guys. And it's funny that the Jazz out offensive rebounded them, but the 9 offensive rebounds for the Blazers were just killer. Just killer. I'm like looking at the stats right now, and I'm actually in shock. Enes Kanter was a +4 for this game. That's unacceptable, guys. That's unacceptable. Derrick Favors should be punking Enes Kanter. He really should. You know? And I just don't think this was... I'm going to be honest, and you guys can agree with me, disagree, whatever you want to say. But this was just some coaching decisions that were really weird. I wanted to hear what Quin had to say, and after the game he said, we got good looks, but we just weren't hitting them. And my only answer to that is, if you're giving open looks to a bad shooter, is it really a good look? And of course you're getting open looks for a bad shooter if he's a bad shooter, because that's what they want to happen. But if you're putting a bad shooter on the floor, Quin, let's see. How many minutes did... Trent Forest played almost 20 minutes this game. 19 minutes, 30 seconds. That is 19 minutes and 30 seconds where the Blazers did not have to play hard defense. That is 19 minutes where the Blazers had an advantage on the defensive end every single time. And Quin after the game said, well, we weren't pushing the ball hard enough. Well, how are you going to push the ball with Derrick Favors? I mean, his legs are just gone. So what are you're putting him in a no-win situation, Quin. You want him to push the ball, but you have Derrick Favors on the floor. You're getting good looks, but you have Trent Forest shooting them. What am I missing? I like Trent Forest's defense. I think he's a nice defender, but to argue that like we were getting good looks and just didn't hit him? What? You have a 15% shooter shooting threes, Quin. 15%. What? Where was Ersan Ilyasova, by the way? DNP, coach's decision. Quin decided not to play Ersan Ilyasova this game. Why? 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 Ersan Ilyasova can shoot. And you know what else Ersan Ilyasova can do? Rebound the ball. He can. And I know he's not like a lights out shooter, but they at least have to respect him. When Trent Forest is on the floor, they don't have to guard him at all. At all. They just pack the paint. And I don't know what to say. You know? Key himself. Thank you, Key. $2. I really appreciate it, man. That makes a lot. $2 for the number 2 seed, Rusty, Don, and Mike, Lakers in 7, Fire Quin. Oh, we bring in the fire tonight from Key. I like the $2 for the number 2 seed, Key. I appreciate it. And that that works really nice. DW 199, Jazz going all the way. I still believe, but we definitely need Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. Because you know what we look like right now to me is a system team. But guess what? Other teams are figuring out the system. And when you put Trent Forest on the floor with Derrick Favors, you don't have to guard him. So it breaks the system. So what are we expecting to happen here? Quin Snyder just has certain players he just adores. He does. And he has certain players he just hates. I don't know how else to describe it. He doesn't hate them as people, but he definitely hates them as players. Or something happened. They got his coffee order wrong or something. Because, I don't know. Why can't we put other players on the floor? Why is, Matt Thomas, who supposedly can shoot, on the floor? He can't shoot. I'm sorry. I've been told he can shoot tonight. Matt Thomas. Which I didn't mind because, you know what? At least he, has the theoretical ability to shoot. But tonight he was 0 for 2 in 7 minutes and 46 seconds. But he was a +6, although we're going to talk about why, maybe. I don't know. You know what? I'm at a loss, honestly. Why did Quin Snyder decide to play Trent Forest at the end? I don't know. I did like that Mie only played, although, you know what? There was something, Mie just, I actually didn't really feel like Mie's defense was that effective this game, which is disappointing. I do think he does nice things, and we've seen him have nice defensive stints, but tonight it just wasn't effective, which is disappointing. All right. Now, I want all of you to, I don't know what we're doing here. This is completely off the cuff. I want all of you to put your, what are we doing? We're putting our hands like this, and we're making this up. We are all doing this and going like this. And these are the two rocks. And this is the Doke signal. Doke, 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 Doke. Can we bring Doke? Let's summoning circle Doke. Bring Doke into the game. Did you see Doke tonight? Did you see Doke? Maybe this is the Doke summoning circle. Doke, Doke, Doke. Tonight, Doke, and I'm being tongue-in-cheek here, but Doke had 2 minutes and 18 seconds. In 2 minutes and 18 seconds, Udoka was a +7. Udoka Azubuike, who owns the key to my heart. That man is a large man. That is a human being that can crush other human beings with his bare hands. He can come in and he can just slam into Yusuf Nurkic. Yusuf Nurkic put his shoulder in Doke and he backed up, and then he took the shove and he contested the shot, and guess what? Yusuf Nurkic missed because of the Doke. The Doke was there. The strength of Doke was there to slow him down. Doke owns the Azubuike key to James Hart. Yes, that's right, DW. That's right. Guess what? It's time for Udoka to rise. It's time for the rise of Doke. His ankle literally cracked in half. And you know what he did? He just put it back together, and now he's ready again. Because he's Udoka, and he is the thing from Legends. Conan the Barbarian fears the Doke. We speak of Doke in the same sentences as Hercules. Bring in the Doke. Bring in the Doke. Bring in the Doke. The Doke, not the dog. Jorge. The Doke. The Doke. In all honesty, the way Udoka moved on the floor tonight was actually really impressive. I might go watch those 2 minutes just for fun to make my heart feel better after a 2-game losing streak, because he moved incredibly well, which two things. One, the fact that a man that is 7'1" and 270 pounds can move that quick is actually pretty frightening. and exciting at the same time. Much like me in the morning when I wake up and I look over like a beached whale having to get up in the morning. That's not like that at all, actually. But 2, he's legit possibility to replace Derrick Favors. I'm not going to lie. We're on my channel now. We can say whatever we want on here because this is my zone and we control the Hoops Nerd narrative. Here, we speak our minds. And I think it's time to start giving Doak a chance. All right? It's time to see what Udoka can do because he can move around and he is big and he can rebound and he can dunk the ball. And he has a little hook shot too, by the way. He has touch. Why are we not giving Doak a chance? Just give Doak a chance, Quinn. It's just all I'm saying. Just give Doak a chance. Give Doak a chance. Just a little chance, okay? A little one. Just a little chance. And he might make your heart happy, Quinn. He might. He might. Just give him a little chance, Quinn. Come on, Quinn. The Azahuki. The Azahuki. Doak Smoke will choke out all the folks on the other team till they broke. Oh, man, I might have to cancel my channel. All right, let's see. Let us give a shout out to our All-Stars and our new All-Star, Ezekiel, baby. Ezekiel Recibe. Let's see. Oh, for a second, I almost spooked myself. Let's see. All-Star. All right. These are the All-Stars. These are the guys that make it happen. The absolute champions of this channel. The executive producers. You guys are what make this work. Ezekiel Recibe, our newest All-Star. Welcome to All-Stars, baby. JT Buckets Wardell. Austin R. Grant. Editor extraordinaire, baby. Eric C. Kelsey Hammer. Eric C. for champion. Kelsey Hamer, the Hammer. Donald Schooley, schooling us all. Cody Strickland. Strictly the best. Mitt Robach, kind of like a rock that is stronger than all the other rocks. DW to CB, Darren Williams to Carlos Boozer, Jorge Arrizaga, lo mejor de abajo. Lee Christensen, getting home safely from Jazz games because he's a good driver. Shan Therick, you're amazing. Ryan Perry, the legend. Justin Ty H, you have the best palm tree in your Abbey, and it provides the best shade that you could ever ask for. Patrick Akubo, my buddy. Robert Hall, a champion of Twitter, and DW Jazz going all the way. Look, every single person got a nickname tonight, and I'll try to remember them all, but I don't know if I will. You guys are amazing. We shall do a summoning circle for Doak until he comes, all right? Every game, we shall summon the Doak until it happens. Our collective power will bring him to the second unit, and his strength and ability to do everything. This is off the rails tonight. We'll succeed, all right? We'll succeed. Guys, like and subscribe to this channel if you're new. Key himself, $2. End of the quarter bucket, just like CJ McCollum, who broke our hearts in the right before halftime. Key himself, baby. A Doak coin. I love it, DW to CB. Well said. Well done. Well said. You guys are amazing. If you're on this channel and you are a member of this channel, it means that you're a champion in my heart. And you deserve all the credit in the world for what you do. You're amazing. I love it. And we lost, and we're having fun, so that makes me happy. Guys, like and subscribe if you're new here. If you want to join the channel, I'd appreciate it. It's great. I just put up a Darren Williams, or not Darren Williams. I wish Darren Williams. Prime Darren Williams on this team would have helped out. A Donovan Mitchell video that's uncut, so you can see how I screw up. And I swear at myself in anger at my screw-ups. And it's for starters and above. So if you're a starter or all-star, you can go watch that. It's fantastic. And I also actually, go check my videos. I think I marked it wrong, but I actually did a video about my setup. This setup is so ghetto. And I did a video about it. And you can see what it looks like. And I was hatless, with the dome. Eric C, hit the heck out of the like button. Yes, everyone smash the like. Smash the like before we go. Guys, that's all I got to say. You guys are amazing. the Jazz will be really good. Tonight sucks, but the Jazz are good, and Dame is great. So I will talk to you next.